much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplify Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplify Development Services.
Nope, not going in. Not gonna drown today.
Fixing your credit score can be scary, but with Credit Versio, we take the fear out of it.
Okay, you can do this. Be brave. Don't cry again. Hey, this isn't too bad.
Credit Versio helps dispute negative marks on your credit using our state-of-the-art technology that guides you every step of the way. It's never been easier to fix your credit and increase your credit score. Seriously, you can do this. Visit creditversio.com right now to get started.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentjax.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
HBCU, League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU, League Pass. It's game time, I'm proud and I love my HBCU. HBCU, League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
When you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplified Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplified Development Services.
Nope, not going in.
Say something, D.
Oh, because I'm looking, I don't see that on the screen. I just see your picture. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, there we go. Okay. Today is the 14th of December, 2022. Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. We're gonna have a little, I'm trying a little something different today. So just bear with me. We're gonna have a pretty good show. I got some things I want to talk about. We're gonna as opposed to making 2023 what do you call them things you make at the end of the year where you're gonna change something, we're gonna start to change today. So from this point on, my shows will have a little definitely different format where we are gonna start off with, of course, my monologue, and then we're gonna get into a topic or two, but the show will always end on a good note. So for those of y'all who love to say that social media is always negative, that's because that's what you choose to post. There you go, appreciate a New Year's resolution. Well, if you know something need to change, why keep putting it off? To me, that makes about as much sense as holding your pee. It's destructive to you. I got a guest with me, Brian Reveals, aka Mindless Chaos. He's gonna tell us a little bit about his show, and we're gonna do some things. We got some things going on with my JBN, but let me go on and get into it. In the next few shows, we're gonna have a lot of controversial stuff, but y'all know I like to wait till I get more information. They say the video ended. I don't know what's going on. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about some things, and I like to wait for the news to come out before I respond irrationally or without information, because in this age of information, ignorance is still a choice. And it's a choice I just choose not to be a part of. because it makes no sense to willingly be ignorant when there's so much information out there. But what it seems like is everybody want to be the first to give out some news, and it's half-assed, and then they never come back with corrections. So next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about why is it that black men hate women so much? And I'm going to tie that in to Brittany Griner. Because I'm confused. And I'm going to use my military background, which has been challenged way too often. It amazes me. And as I talk more about Brian and my team, see, these are the people that when you say something, you can't just say it and get away with it. You got to start posting shit. You can't be talking about what you believe unless you're saying this is what I believe. You can't make it a fact because that's what you believe. So I want to get more into that, because we need to learn to have conversations where everybody does not think alike. Even though y'all may agree on some things sometimes, like I said, you'll find this out from Brian. I call it mindless chaos, but there's some things we agree wholeheartedly on, and there's some things that we on two different sides of the planet. And it's okay to see things from somebody else's perspective. But if you're gonna call something a fact, you better have some data to back that up, other than no. You I see what I see in my circle, B see what he see in his circle, Roy see what he see in his circle. It don't make none of that shit. When I did the show about truths, the three truths is your truth, the truth, and a truth. See, Brian think his mom is the best. I think my mom is the best. Those are two truths for us, but that ain't a world truth. So I want y'all to understand the difference between the truth and your truth, because they ain't always the same. But like I said, we're gonna have some fun. I might have some people on here to bring a little spunk, because Mindless Chaos likes to start a little shit every now and then. I'm sorry, Mindless Chaos likes to start shit all the time. It ain't every now and then. But the brother likes to come with facts. Sometimes he like to push me. He got a league of assassins that he be sending after me, and they always want to threaten me. But I ain't gonna bring up the past. I'm gonna let that go. It's gonna be my New Year's resolution starting today. Even though I think he done had 2 of his people threaten me with bodily harm over some crazy shit, which we're gonna do a show on stealthing too, since one of his friends don't understand the difference between crimes in the UK and crimes in the US of A. But like I said, we're gonna get into that later. So without further ado, Mr. Mindless Chaos, unmute yourself and give us a little background info and tell us who you are.
Okay, so first, let me say it's good to be back in the building. I appreciate this opportunity to come on, talk a little shit with you, and hopefully we can offend some people today. That's the goal. So yes, my name is Brian Reveals, aka Mindless Chaos, as DVP puts it. What am I known for? Basically, yes, discussing things that are very relevant, whether it's relationships, community situations, community issues, politics, religion, sex, everything that is really driving a lot of the commentary that we see on social media today. But I think where I can add a little contribution, or add some contribution, or whatever impact is necessary, is how do you get to the resolve? I think a lot of times the solutions are things that we focus on, but solutions don't always mean people agree. Solutions don't also mean we agree to disagree. But who are we at the end of that discussion? And that is what my platform is really all about. I'm excited to be here today to bring a little bit of that mindless chaos to the conversation. Thank you.
And I'm just that was so cute. I almost mistook this brother for a professional. He said he happy to be here. I got a message saying I'm coming. Just know this. See what I'm saying? You don't have to have an invite. As long as you got a platform, and I'm a little afraid of you because he younger, he bigger than me. But he didn't say, yo, B, can I be on your show? He like, yo, I'm coming. I'm gonna be there early. So have your shit together. That's what the message said. I would show it to y'all, but I ain't got my phone right here with me. But that's what he said. But go ahead. Try to defend yourself.
No. You got to tell the people right. You're lying.
So let me pull out the car facts.
Obviously, for those who watch the show, those who are regular viewers, DVP and I have known each other for quite some time. So the reason why I can say is, the reason why I can say is, yo, let me come on, is because we got history. It's not because I'm just, strong-holding him.
He's strong. He's strong-arming. He knew the right word. He knew the right word. But you know what, though? As he said, though, but it's cool because we got history. And as long as you're going to bring something relevant to the table, and this is one of the things you got to understand sometimes. And I tell people this when I make posts. Sometimes I make posts and I'll never comment because I want to see what the people are saying, because I have an idea of what I believe. And I don't want people agreeing with me just to be agreeing with me. So I just make the post, which is always funny because people say, oh, so you believe this? The post don't even say that. The post just asks a simple question because I want to know what others think. And the only way you can learn what others think is to ask people outside your circle. See which way they're going to go. And sometimes we're so familiar with each other, we don't go into depth without explanations. But when you ask other questions, I can say this is what my crew would do, but clearly this ain't what the rest of the world would do. That's just crazy to me. And that's how you get to empathizing and understanding the other side. Because people always say, oh, don't nobody I know do it. But your circle, normally we choose our friends to be just like us. Just like us. There ain't a whole lot of variations. And you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't have friends who will slap the shit out of you and bring you back to reality or have a real conversation with you. And that's where the empathizing and understanding the other side and realizing the world is bigger than your circle of 22 friends. And this is what we do. Like I say, I would always go to his page because his friends ain't my page to see what people are saying as opposed to what I think they would say. And this is one of those things that if we're going to progress and advance, we have to evolve our thinking beyond our social norms and circles. Because I'm 57. B, you what?
42 just over a month ago.
So we in different age brackets, so we got a different core group of friends. And, so it's important that you understand that the world ain't just you and your 17 friends. And this is so important because ain't nobody studying you, Tasha. Go stand in the corner because I still ain't got my list. Don't make me call you out on this show, Tasha. I know you. I know you. You know what I'm saying? But first of all, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take a quick break because let me just lead up to this. Pastor Jamal Bryant wants to they got the most land of any black church in the country. He wants to grow marijuana, and he wants the brothers who smoke weed to come to the church. He you know how Kirk Franklin did it with his hip hop music, and he got chastised for that because you ain't supposed to be bumping in church. Jamal Bryant want a little skunk up in the church. So we're gonna take a quick break, then we're gonna come back with a video so y'all can hear what's being said. Then we're gonna talk about this holy smoke. So Roy, take us out of here right quick.
Nope, not going in, not gonna drown today.
Fixing your credit score can be scary, but with Credit Versio, we take the fear out of it.
Okay, you can do this. Be brave. Don't cry again. Hey, this isn't too bad.
Credit Versio helps dispute negative marks on your credit using our state-of-the-art technology that guides you every step of the way. It's never been easier to fix your credit and increase your credit score. Seriously, you can do this. Visit creditversio.com right now to get started.
If you want to be so high that you can touch Jesus now, well, then you might need to roll up, and pun intended, to Pastor Jamal Bryant's House of Praise, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. Okay. The good pastor said he's looking for more members who don't mind heaping a harvest of marijuana in Jesus' name. Okay. Listen to this.
I'm looking for people that smell like weeds. No, really, New Birth is the largest land-owning black church in America. Wow. And so my position to my deacons is, why aren't we not raising cannabis? I'll be able to bring in black males. They're able to do it legally. I'm teaching them farming.
Oh my God.
I'm helping them to enhance the ecosystem. So if the guy, black boy in Bankhead said, they growing weed at the church, where do I join?
Yes.
I don't need no pamphlet for him.
I think the man of God is onto something. I do. And let me tell you why. Because the Bible says,
sister.
come as you are.
Right.
Okay, so why should we choose between the things that we do recreational and praising God for real? You shouldn't have to choose. You don't have to choose.
Y'all gonna bring that devil's lettuce into the Lord's house. Listen to you. Listen to you. That Satan salad.
Hey, man, Jesus was outside with the crooks, the thieves, the prostitutes. Like, his best friend was a prostitute.
Tana got me going on this
Devil's
lettuce.
Oh, that devil's lettuce?
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Next time I roll it up, I'm going to say that.
It was Jamal Bryant that said this, because if it was Joel Osteen who led off with, I need some black men out there in the field, because we got some land, right?
Joel, I don't know how that cash got in the walls of my bathroom, Osteen.
Oh, that Osteen. I got you.
Hey, don't forget to hit us up on social media.
So, B, had you seen that before?
The clip I haven't seen, but I was excited to hear the brother say that he's finally going to open it up to Negroes like me.
So now, and you know, and I reached out, because y'all know now I do security at quite a few churches. So I reached out to some of the deacons and pastors that I know. Some of them old, a couple of them are younger than Brian. And there was a couple who understood, but none of them were happy. And the biggest reason why most of them weren't happy makes the most sense from a world standpoint. He just, if Joel Osteen would have said that, how would that have come across?
Well, Joel Osteen doesn't need to say that.
Don't cheat me. If he would have said that, if he would have said, Jamal Bryant don't need it.
Oh,
I don't know if you know how big this church is, but remember now, it's got the most land of any church. He don't need it.
Any black church.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge. It's huge. So he don't need it. He took over Eddie Long Church. I don't know if that resonates with you.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest black mega churches. Period.
Okay.
So he don't need it. But if a white pastor would have said that, how would we have taken that?
How, when you say we, you mean the black community?
Oh, you know what I mean. Not me and you. Yeah. Don't get sensitive on me. Don't make me come over there.
No. I want to know how to answer your question. I think that so when I'm going to answer that a couple of different ways.
Answer this we, answer this Brian.
Okay. How would we answer it as black people, as Christians? People are going to feel any kind of way regardless, but in particular, new age Christians are going to be like, I think that's great because here's why we can use the money. Old school Christians are going to be like, that's not of God. There's a lot of different justifications that they're probably going to use that have nothing to do with economics. Me, like I said, I wish that would have opened it a long time ago. I would have been right there.
Brian, don't make me mute your mic.
Looking for.
I asked you
a smoking section.
How would we feel if a white pastor would have said what he said?
I don't care. Still give me a smoking section.
Right, Tasha. We know a white man can't say that. We know if a white man would have said that he want the brothers with smelling like weed to grow weed on his yard, we would have been back to some plantation talk, and he would have been crucified for linking brothers and weed together. Because that's what he did.
Okay, so meaning if he would have said it exactly the way that Jamal Bryant would have said it, yeah, because that's how people are programmed to react. My thing is that if the money, I care about what is he going to do with the money, because obviously I have to purchase it from him, right? I don't want him. I don't want to use that as a form of tithe and offering to fund a jet. Not when I don't have one. You know, if we both got a jet, then that's a different scenario. It's a barter system. But until I get mine, then I'll come and purchase from you. You let me sit right there. I'll take it all in, and I promise you, you'll have a regular. That's how you get my ass in the church. Is you do this kind of shit. He talking to niggas like me. He's not talking to, you know what I'm saying? Pastor so and so, the Deacon Earl. He's not talking about them. He's talking about me. This is how you connect.
Go ahead, Roy. I see you done cut your. I see you done cut your camera on. So Roy, come on, tell me something, Roy.
Okay. All right, listen, so bro. This where the young heads at right now. This is where the young cats in their heads at. So the first things first, he didn't say he was gonna open up a smoking section in the church. And y'all have to remember, see, this is the funny thing is, and when I say funny, the ironic piece to this. This is the thing that people are missing about the whole farming side of cannabis that he's talking about. Dude, it opened up as a $13 billion a year industry when it was first legalized. Immediately. Because it's not just about weed. See, that's what people are thinking that he's talking about. Everybody our first thought process is we roll it up. Just like they said on the video, we rolling up these blunts, we gonna get lit, we about to do. No, there are so many products right now that are cannabis infused. And as a farmer, he's not selling marijuana. He's selling cannabis. They're selling, I believe it's the THC or whatever it is, the active ingredient in it, that people are able to then buy from multiple industries. It is white people right now turning into millionaires and billionaires who flip their farms into doing this stuff. I actually have a frat brother down in Florida who's actually doing some of this too, where because he was already a farmer. He had my frat brother had the winery. D, I don't know if you remember it when we did the stuff with the wine some years ago. But he's already doing it. It's like that's what we have to. That's what he's talking about. And then he's talking about, and I can see where he was going with it, because now you want to get these brothers into the church, and you want to give them first a legal way to be in this similar industry, because we've had generations of black men being prostituted in the penal system for marijuana possession, which should have never been considered an illegal drug. Anyway, it never should have been. I mean, it never should have been in that, but it was. So we know what the consequences of that were. And now he's able to get them in there and to get them into the system legally. And this is the closest form of reparations that we're going to be able to legitimately get in this country as black people. And we've got to figure out ways to get our people into this farming piece of doing this stuff with this cannabis stuff.
And this came from one of my learned friends, because he's a biblical scholar. He sent me this, and he said, this came from Proverbs 11:30, New King James Version. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins soul is wise. So he's playing on parts of the Bible. The same thing me and B do. We're gonna flip some words to get what we want, so we make it look like we righteous.
It's called manipulation.
We don't have a call-in number, Tasha, so unfortunately you're gonna have to type it. Yeah, type it, Tasha.
Yo, but D, so yes, he did not say, and Roy, I want to get back to that, because you did not say that he was going to open, or he didn't. Let me say this: he never said that there would be a smoking section, right, in his church. He never said that. However, I think that, like I said, if he's going to open it up, I think he should open it all the way up, meaning that in certain jurisdictions, you can, and I don't know what that looks like, because for a 501c3, there's certain things that you may or may not be able to do in that regard. So maybe it is a little touch and go there, but maybe have the service where the weed is grown. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Or, hey, he can come up with something. My thing is that don't lose this opportunity to lose me because if you want me to come back to church, pastors, this is how you do it.
So it don't matter the mess, as long as he got weed, you're gonna come.
Is there anything else, brother?
So listen, I know so one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, one of the
Brian
things
ain't got no
that's been
sense.
talked about marijuana for years is that marijuana actually helps you get to a different mental state. I want to say that Samson, and I'm sure there's somebody, you said there's somebody who's a Bible scholar. I mean, I've read the Bible enough and been through it. I want to say it was Samson who smoked marijuana. There are parts in the Bible where it talks about people who smoked marijuana. It's not an issue about it being real. That's one of the reasons I've always said that marijuana should have never been considered an illegal drug, because it's something that grows naturally in the ground. All these other illegal drugs have some sort of process that you have to take them through in order for them to get to whatever the final state is. And marijuana has long been used to help people get into different mental states, and not even just mental, spiritual states that people have said in the past that it takes them to a different spiritual plane, and they are able to get clearer understanding of anything. Remember, this is the part that people have to remember about the Bible. The sin is gluttony. The sin of gluttony is the one that usually translates into everything else. Jesus turned water into wine. So apparently drinking isn't bad for you. It's too much of it that's bad for you. It's the same thing with smoking. If you abuse anything and you utilize it for no apparent purpose or reason, then yes, you are now committing quote unquote the sin, and you are now doing something that is wrong because you're just doing it for no reason. You remember, like I said, that was before it was used to take people to a different state, to be able to connect with the ancestors, to be able to connect with the spirits and the next level of deities or whatever. So we've got to look at that. Now, as far as this whole thing goes, if they got into it, I would be interested to see who does the research for that, though. I would be interested to see what pastor, what deacon, what somebody in the church says, you know what, let me sit back and take a real look at the historical uses of marijuana and what it was used for. Because like I said, it goes back years. I mean, thousands of years, people have been talking about it. Weed is not something new. They came up in the 70s and 80s. It is not. And I mean, it's been medicinally used. I mean, we already know that it actually gives people comfort who have cancer. That is probably the most widely known use of it from a medical perspective for years. The one thing that gives these people relief, not radiation, fucking weed. So it's like, we have to get past the surface of stuff and start taking a look at what actually is being dealt with and how this thing can be used. And maybe there are some places where he can say, okay, you know what? We found this ceremony or this thing. So if you want to go deeper in your growth spiritually, this is where you need to go. This is how we're going to do it through this process.
And I think all that sound good until he got to the part about wanting the brothers in Bankhead. He didn't make it about nothing else. That's about money. And I think that's his goal, is to increase his pocket. Because he could have stated eloquently all the benefits of starting this. He could have stated the benefits of the church. He could have said how it would help the older people with arthritis. But he just went to the brothers in Bankhead. Sometimes you can say things as a joke if you're in that position. But as we know, when you're in business and you're leading the meeting, sometimes you got to be professional. Because if you tell a joke, the community might not take it right.
I'm going to cut you off on there. I'm going to tell you why, though. I can understand why he did that. Because one, he's got the old people. The old people are already in the church. So that's not the thing. His target market is young black males. I mean, you don't go to church a lot. I mean, hell, I haven't been in a minute, but you know,
I work in the church. I go every week, and I go every week.
Okay, well, good then. Here's a perception. You're there. You see it. Are women still pretty much outnumbering men 7 to 10 to 1?
Older women, because the younger women won't go because they keep saying if they have babies, they're going to hell. The younger women are the ones who stop coming.
We had you guys. Look, we ain't got to that part yet. But the point is, it's more sisters in the church than it is men. The reality of it, just like we constantly talk about here, I don't care what aspect of the Black community you're talking about, you need Black men in place. And what can he do? He can grab these brothers out of Bankhead and do what we talk about all the time. What do you say? One teach two, one teach three.
Each one teach two.
Hold on. If he gets them in there, he can now get to them. This is something I've always so passionate. We had this discussion. I'm gonna let you come in after that. I say this. One of the things I had this discussion with a group of pastors before. I said, let me explain something to you, brother. I don't care how good God is to you. If I'm hungry and my family hungry, it ain't nothing you gonna say to me that's gonna get me to understand nothing that God has for me until my belly's full and my family's fed. You have to meet these men where they are. And unfortunately for us, too many of our young brothers are in the hood who are in this area. But he recognized that as an opportunity. Now, what he does with that opportunity and with these young men is a completely different story. Once he gets them in there, we hope that he will mold them into responsible and respectful young men and not, pulpit pimps. But, hey, that's a whole other story. That's the track of y'all. But he can make a difference. That's why the message specifically to the Bankhead kids, I think the Bankhead young men were said the way that he said it. Because that's who he wants to pull in.
Okay, so let's first of all, the phrase is each one teach two. And I got a quick question for Brian. Brian, because I know some weed smokers, but I don't smoke weed. When you smoke weed, are you down for deep and heavy conversations? Or are you trying to chill?
So there's two kinds, right? And I'm just going for those who may not necessarily be educated on strains.
He stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night, people. Let me go on and get that disclaimer.
I don't even know what a Holiday Inn Express is, but so wait, okay. You have what's called sativa, and you have indica. Generally, when I smoke indica, I do, based on who's watching, when I used to smoke weed, indica is generally a type of strain that is much more body enhanced, right? It's much more of a relaxed depressant. Sativa is more cerebral. So my conversations are better when I used to smoke sativa versus indica for that particular reason. So based on your body chemistry and how the strain actually impacts you does determine your response to the strain.
So second question, because I'm gonna move on to a second one. Second question.
D, just to let you know real quick, Tasha's on the line.
Yeah, let her in. She has something she wants to say. So we're gonna get a woman's opinion.
She's on. That's what I'm telling you. She didn't turn her picture on, but she's on.
I'm not saying nothing yet. I'll wait. Y'all will come my way.
So B, when you come, and there's a reason that the church, there's a in my mind, there's a more specific reason the church doesn't cater to younger people. It's the same reason we don't invite younger people to weddings. They don't give gifts. They don't give money. They just want to show up and partake. So if they ain't offering no money, then what's the benefit to having them come there? Because all the people leave money. All people will tithe. They truly are tithing 10% regardless. So if you get these Bankhead brothers, or even if you get a younger, if you get a younger generation, would you do that at the risk of running out to all the people who give you the money?
Well, as the leader of the church, one of the things that one of the things that I would do is I'm always open to change of regime, meaning that as my inspiration as the leader, I'm put in position to be the leader to consider what the consensus is, but Daddy makes the end all decision, end all be all. So you could either be here with me or you can go on over to TD Jakes and do what you do there. My thought process is that how I would utilize the entire concept is it wouldn't be based on you come here, you just do it, and I'll pay you $5 and go on. Tithing is not necessarily cash. Tithing is a contribution or whatever your barter agreement is, right? It's service. It could be a lot of different things. So instead of giving money, right, you can utilize the service, the act, the barter agreement to come work in the garden and let that be a form of payment towards your tithes. And then that money, the service, is then economized into a practice, into a system where it's sold, it's distributed, it's sold to vendors, it's sold, yada yada. It's sold in CBD companies where you can change it into oil, soap, and textiles, and a lot of other things that marijuana is utilized for. It's not necessarily about smoking. I know I joke, but there's a lot of ways that you could retool the plant into many other different things. So if they left, they left. Young people, I'm not trying to attract the knuckleheads. I'm trying to attract people that's going to come in and really contribute to the overall growth, really, and growth of the money.
But D, you're listen. First off, here's the first piece. Let's be clear. And I think you're trying to make more of it than what it is. It's understood.
I'm just asking the question.
Let me finish. It is understood that this thing is about money. We get that. That's not a part of the debate. What Jamal Bryant, and this is my interpretation and my opinion of what I'm seeing. So like you said, the team, I'm not making this fact because I don't know Jamal Bryant. And I've got somebody telling me I should go to their church and stuff because they like Jamal Bryant. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Because you know me, I done been deep in the church. I've been a deacon in the church. I've helped build ministries from the ground up. I've been a part of major ministries. I know how that system works. I know all about that. I've been through the Bible 3-4 times collectively. The point of the matter is that once he gets them in there, that was my whole point. When you meet somebody where they are in their physical realm, especially in today's society, you have to meet people where they are physically before you can impact them spiritually. He has to get these young men in there. And yeah, they may not start off tithing, but guess what? 3 months in, now they've heard enough of the word, hopefully coming from the right place in his heart, that is now showing them this is what you got to do. Because here's one of the things that I do. I don't necessarily tie to the church. I stopped doing that a long time ago because I got pissed off at people, me knowing people in the church got bills that need to be paid. They weren't getting no assistance from the church. So what I started doing is when I tithe to the world. I go out and I tithe and say, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna buy this meal for somebody. I'm gonna help somebody with this for whatever reason. You need something to say, bam, here you go. Go deal with that. So you don't have to, just like Brian was saying, you don't have to, and then it's not always about money. And that's one of the issues that we really got to get past, because we could get more people tithing if we started utilizing their talents and their gifts, because they have that time. Some people have more time. So you can't do, we know this is about money. We know that the ultimate end goal is going to be making some money. And that's why I use the term that I did, saying that this is that the closest to reparations that Black folk don't get, at least in the next 10 years, is getting into the farming and the agricultural aspect of this CBC, cannabis,
CBD.
marijuana thing. Yeah, CBD is getting into that situation because it's there. We've got enough Black people with land who can then be farmers, who can get into some of this stuff and get engaged in the process. So, don't take it from him. This is one of those situations, D, where we can't say that he being a charlatan until we 2 years in or a year in, and we see what's happening with these young brothers that he brought in.
So I got a question. So who is there as an elder to teach those youngsters about the reasons why you stay in church and about faith and about those things if you're putting the elders out the church smoking weed Monday through Sunday at the church.
Nobody see that's what we're saying. We're not talking about. That's what I said before. First off, he didn't say anything about smoking weed in the church. He talked about the land that they have to be able to use for farming. And this is here's the real situation. That's how you get it. Because they want to talk about making money. Believe me, getting one client to buy a crop is going to give them more money than they would make in 5 years selling nickel bags or dime bags or whatever they're going to call. So the older people are there. And that's where he has to have the right people on his staff. He has to have the right people in his church.
Also going to be ready to leave too. So I've been a member of Jamal Bryant's church. I left when he did all of that stuff on Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of that stuff. That's when I decided to leave Jamal Bryant's church. So understand, I know how the brother operates fully, totally, and completely. He wants to be, excuse my French, he wants to be a hood nigga in the pulpit. That's not gonna work. You can't run both sides.
Why can't you? Yes, you can.
I'm sorry to tell you something, sweetheart. I'm sorry to tell you something. It's a bunch of hood niggas in the pulpit.
Oh, of course there is.
Because it's a bunch of them that came,
but they also keep that under wraps.
You see, a lot of these. That's one of the reasons. Like I said, I had been in the church very deeply. My ex-wife's parents were pastors. Spent a lot of time. I grew up in the church and everything. And being that close to it and then dealing with different pastors and seeing how people operate is literally what pushed me away from it.
Exactly.
Because it's not about the spirituality thing that we have to deal with. You got to deal with God for yourself. That's got to be your first situation. And God, I don't care what no other man know. That was the whole issue about the Catholicism and the Catholic Church and as they say, why Christ came. So we didn't have to have a mediator. It shouldn't be nobody on this planet that you got to go to get anything from God.
That's very true. When I go to church, I literally only go to church just to get a clear understanding of what I go through. Whether it speaks to me that day or not is up for debate. But most of the time when I do walk in a church house, I get what I needed to hear at that moment. Now, that being said, I do not believe that at any point in time when I walk up to heaven's gates or whatever it is, that God is going to ask me about anybody's sins but my own.
Absolutely. He ain't gonna ask you what DVP told you to do or drink, or what he told you to jump off. He ain't gonna ask you none of that. He ain't gonna ask you what he convinced you to do. He gonna be like, what did you do?
Exactly.
We all have to deal with what we put out into the universe, not what somebody else did. So
I agree, but you also have to note that there are sheep within the church. And these sheep that are within the church stand on every single word that the pastor says, whether good, bad, or indifferent.
And those are people who still need to grow. One of the things, and this is something Darren knows I said this before when we talked about church. I have a rule. If I go visit a new church, I got 3 times of me being in that building. 3 times. They've been right here with a camera. They've been right here. If I don't hear the pastor say, go to God for yourself, I never go back. Because if you go 3 sermons, 3 lessons without telling the people to go to God for themselves, that's all you want them to do is listen to you. I've been around enough pastors who do that. Pastors should always be leading their people to seek God for themselves. Anything that somebody else tells you should be confirmation of what God has told you. Now, do we have to be trained to sometimes understand and hear those things? Yes, we do. But you know what? Most of us hear it. We just have never been taught what our spirit and our intuition is. We've never been taught that our intuition is the voice of God living within us. These are the things that people got to start realizing. And yes, we have too many people who put these pastors on pedestals and treat them like they damn rock stars. And this is one of the biggest problems in the Black church. That's why we have so many sisters who are still single, because they got you looking for a damn Boaz. and don't tell you, read the whole damn story. They don't tell you that her mother-in-law sent her to seduce a drunk man. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you all Boaz did for that woman was he saw her working and said, you can take what you need extra to take care of your family. That's all he had said for her. Because what does that tell us? If you do what the hell you're supposed to do, you will be taken care of. You do your job right. That's common in most jobs. You do your job well, your boss gonna look at you and gonna be like, hold up, I might need to promote so and so. I might need to give this one a little bit extra to keep them around because they making my situation better. So I'm sorry, I get on that. I gotta take a call too. So I'm still listening. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, Bobby, how do you feel about it? You're one of my regulars. Would you go to a church that was promoting the growth of cannabis on the property? Why are you answering that, Brian? So now let's change the narrative to what Roy said. Now you can't smoke in the church. They growing it for business reasons. Would you still go to that church?
No.
So you would only go if they letting you smoke?
Of course. That's the only interest I have in church.
So you're not even going for biblical reasons. You literally only going because they'll let you smoke weed in the church.
Absolutely.
You are going to hell with gasoline draws.
Well, see you there, baby. I'll save you space.
I'm sliding right on down.
So, and that's all I'm saying. I mean, it's about looking at it, and it's about having people. That's why when I first saw it, I reached out to some men of the church that I know to see what their perspective was. And like I say, two of them are under 30. They're young pastors. Two of them pastors. One of them is a up and coming deacon, but they are the younger crowd, and they had an issue with it. They had a big issue with it because they didn't like the message it was sending. All the guys who were older than you and older than me, they was just like, hell no. They don't want no parts of it. So a couple of them had been members, and they already thinking they're gonna start looking for someone else to go because they don't like the message that it's sending, because they feel like he's pandering to a group that doesn't even belong in the church. And and that's why I say, I got my belief, but I gotta find out what the churchgoers think. Because as we say, my circle of people may say one something. I can't make that this gospel. Let me ask people who actually do this, which is why when Tasha said she want to come, let me talk to people who go to church for the right reasons. Let me talk to people who are truly members and do the tithing. I'm not that guy. I got my opinion. What you got for me, B?
I'm sorry, B. I apologize. I don't think that there is anybody that does not belong in a church or does not have the right to have a relationship with God. I need to hit on that point that you said, D, in that sense. That being said, I believe that there is a time and a place for everything. Period. If, like right now, he's talking all, Jamal is talking all this stuff, but weed ain't even legal in Georgia right now. So how he gonna grow it and it ain't legal? He just talking mess to be talking mess to put his name out there.
No, the growing, you can have a farm that can grow it. It's the usage that's not legal in the state.
Federally, Roy?
It's already legal. You can do it federally. Yeah, they're giving grants for people to switch their farm over to be in cannabis producing farms.
Yeah, if you're doing the CBDs,
everybody's thinking about the just general weed, rolling blunts up.
That's we thinking about marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah. CBD is legal in Georgia. It's gotta be for medicinal purposes. You can have I actually know 3 people who got prescriptions and they keep it in a little thing.
Even before it became recreational in California, I had a license to smoke in California. This was
I'm born and raised in LA, so I know the history on LA stuff, but I did not know that pharmaceutical use of THC, marijuana, and all of that stuff was legal here already. I did not know that.
Well, again,
Absolutely.
you can only have the THC oil, and it can only be 5% pure. You can't have a smokable form of it. And that's what we're talking about, marijuana versus the THC or the CBD. In reality, they're all three separate products.
Right.
They're all three separate products. And that's where a lot of people get it confused. Because you can't, there's no smokable form in Georgia that's illegal. That's legal. But the oil, it is.
But when Jamal was hitting on the people in Bankhead, he was talking to the people in Bankhead that are smoking.
And like I said, that was my
You have
biggest
to meet
issue.
people where they are.
Yeah, but is that he was going after a certain group, and since he didn't make an intelligent argument for it, I think that's where he lost the message. Had he made an intelligent message about financing and about the future, I think it would have been much better received by the masses, as opposed to saying, because in one of them, there's an 11-minute interview where he talked about he want brothers, he looking for brothers who smell like skunk weed. And I think, he might have been saying it in jest and trying to make light of it. It didn't come across good for the head of the church. Had one of the deacons said it, it would have been okay. But when the head says certain things, like I said, when you're doing certain meetings, you can't be the one who joke about it. One of your underlings can tell a joke and you cannot scold them, but you can't say it because people looking at you for leadership and not levity. And I think his message is going to get lost in a lot of it.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Now, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Brian. I'll shut up.
No, I think what you said was exactly what I wanted to expound on. The deacons who are leaving that church I think it's a missed opportunity to them. And I think that deacons with that mindset are putting ego where spirituality should be. Spirituality is about union. It's not about separation. It's not about resistance. Now, this is from a person who doesn't go to church or practice any organized religion. Been there, done that. I think it has its place for people who need it. But based on the totality of everything that I've studied, I think for them, from a relational eldership perspective, take the Christian dynamic out of it. What about as an OG? It's a missed opportunity. Yeah, you can go do what you do in other ways, and perhaps maybe that may be triggering to those old men, because maybe they used to do it back in the 70s, or maybe God knows what they used to do. So maybe it is a triggering event for them. But I certainly think it's a missed opportunity to walk away from something because they haven't gotten the triggers together.
And Bobby makes a point. I'm gonna do a little research on it, but I trust Bobby. He's a regular. He says the most popular cannabis-friendly church in Colorado is the International Church of Cannabis. Despite continued battles in both the media and in court with the city of Denver, the church still allows pot consumption during its members-only gatherings on Friday night. So I'm assuming that means that they actually smoking, Bobby. And I think smoking in Colorado is legal.
It is.
So
it's very legal.
So they got a members-only smoke fest. And I'm gonna look it up, but and I guess the biggest thing is this a mega church? When you got a mega church and you already drawing in meetings, is this something that you need to do to start alienating your donations? When you ain't, if you got a regular church like me or B got, where we only got 250 people, then what do we care? But if you got a church with 100,000 membership, is that what you need to do and start losing? I mean, because it was a little bit bigger to the whole Eddie Long thing came. Some of them stood by Eddie Long. A lot of them left because of Eddie Long. And that's just a thing. And as we talked about with tithes, like at Creflo Dollar's church, you can only tithe in cash. You have to fill out a form with your tax information so that they know they're getting their 10%. If they're not getting their 10% of what your tax forms say, they don't give out any kind of assistance. None. You have to turn in your tax thing, and they tell you what the 10% is. And if you don't pay that, you are not a good standing.
Church real quick.
You are not. All right, Tasha. Appreciate you joining. Go get yourself saved.
You kicking me off?
Oh yeah, we finna change subjects. We finna get into legitimation and how dads can see their kids. Because I got a couple of messages about that. They didn't understand the process, so I got tired of explaining to them individually. Unless you got something you want to say about it.
I could be the female version of it. I don't care. I can see it.
My people like to see who talking to them so they can put a face with the nonsense.
I'm not dressed right now. I got a wrap on my head and everything.
Don't be coming to the show naked. Don't be
I'm
coming
not coming to no show
We're gonna take a break
here.
in between there.
I'm gonna show you me for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
See, this is what I look like. All right. Now, this is why I'm on not video.
Okay. Bobby says, what's wrong with scum? And I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. I may go and chill. What about the crackheads? I thought the church was for the jacked up and those who need salvation. Let's see what else he got here. Since when did clean and sober people only need God? And Bobby, that's good. But for the same reason, a lot of the young girls left church because churches kept telling them if they got pregnant out of wedlock, it was a sin and they was going to hell. So a lot of the churches were extremely biased, and they wasn't conforming to the new crowd because a lot of women are single with children. Who wants to go to a place where and what do they do in church? Commune, where you're constantly being told you're going to hell. Who wants to work where they're
judgmental?
Yeah, and the church is very judgmental in that. Even though they say come as you are, most of them still have an implied dress code. They have an implied dress code.
Because them older people forgot who they were when they were young at the end of the day.
One something I can say about one of the churches I can work at, that I work at, Greater Piney Grove, the pastor said something to me one day and it stuck with me. And if I was gonna go to church, I would consider going to his church. Well, he said two things. One, he said when he talked to some people, because he didn't want to put his sermons online, and he didn't want to do certain things until he talked to some people who said, hey, sometimes we do go to the club at night and I want to get the word, but I'm hungover. There's no way for me to get it. He started listening to his parishioners. So he bent to the will of what they wanted. He also said that he had to change his message. He couldn't keep peach and fire and brimstone and keep the younger crowd. He has to keep the older crowd because that's where the money is. But he wants to get some of the younger people, but he don't put them first and foremost because they don't donate. They don't keep the church. They don't keep the church active.
And see, that's the problem. These damn preachers too concerned about the money that's coming into the church instead of the people who are in the church, which is the greatest currency they're gonna ever have. But I'm gonna leave that alone. And you talk about going through your next topic. You need to take a break first.
Yeah. But they gotta pay rent. They gotta pay rent. So with that being said, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back for all you brothers and sisters who've been asking me and telling me that your friend, your baby, your boyfriend, whoever they having problems with the baby mama, they can't get visitation and the police won't help them. I'm gonna give y'all some legal advice. You ain't gotta do nothing dirty and grimy, but I'm gonna tell y'all because I want us to get past this narrative of I don't see my kids because she won't let me. Because I'm telling you now, in 95% of cases, that's straight bullshit. You don't see your kids because you don't want to see your kids, and it's easier to blame her than to try to get to see them. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna tell y'all what you need to do, ladies. You can tell your friend. I'm gonna even have one of my media guys break out this whole segment and just have a segment on this, just one thing, post it on the page. So we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and Instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
All right, we back. All right, so for all the brothers who are upset with me and who ask questions and think I favor them and I say certain things, let me give you a quick how this all started. I made a post, and I didn't think I was breaking no man code or giving up secrets. Not that I give a shit. But quickly, B, you got any kids?
Not that I know about.
Okay, so my post was simply, and B ain't got no kids right now, but I'm sure he can relate to this story because all I was doing was telling the fact of life. A lot of guys, when I started off with an interview. I interviewed 23 guys and asked them, first requirement is that you had to have a child out of marriage, and you and the mother broke up. Those are my requirements. So I asked the guys, why did y'all break up? Almost to a man, they said the same thing. She changed. And I asked the question, because what did she change? She didn't want to have sex as often. She didn't want to go to the club no more. She wasn't as fun no more. She wasn't this, she wasn't that, she wasn't this. And I hear you. And I'm trying to relate this because all of them said she changed. And I said, did you ever consider she changed because she became a mother? She didn't have a choice in that. And when most women, let me rephrase it, a lot of women had their first child in their early 20s. A lot of guys got their girlfriend or whoever pregnant in their early 20s. One group was not ready to be a parent. The other group had no choice but to be a parent. So when the mother who has this living thing inside of her, there's a bond as soon as she realizes she has something living inside of her. Men, we can talk all we want to. We don't feel that connection. We may feel happy because she's pregnant and the joys of fatherhood, but most of us aren't ready to be fathers. The woman, she's gonna get this nurturing thing with this growing inside of her. So once she has this baby, or even once she realizes she's pregnant, most women, not all, because some of y'all dating hooches and we know they exist. Oh, Brian, I need to see your facial expressions. I know I'm with you. But most of these, yeah, there you go. But a lot of these women start changing their ways because they are pregnant. They can't drink as much. They're a little tired. And once they had a baby, yeah, they can't go out no more. They can't drink no more. They ain't trying to have sex all the time no more. The same things that we're bitching about was a problem that we created. And that's all I said. Dudes created the change in a woman. She evolved from being your freak in the sheets and your weekend wench to a mother. The guys didn't develop from being a boyfriend to a father. That's all I said. Everybody called me complaining. For what? This is true. At 24, 25, most of us weren't ready. And when she got her way, we went our separate ways. Because we could walk away. A guy said, oh, I know plenty of guys who ain't got no kids. I said, you really never know. Because I ain't picking on Brian, but what Brian just said. Brian said, not that he knows of. Because I made a conscious effort to stay connected to all my exes for a year after we parted to make sure that nothing happened and I get hit with no secret later on. But a lot of guys, they make a clean sweep. So we don't know. We don't know. I ain't saying nothing wrong. I'm just saying this is what happens because a lot of us are not mentally mature in our 20s to be fathers. I ran across 3 guys who wanted to be dads at 25. 3 who wanted to be fathers. Most of us didn't. We moved on to something else, lived our best life, yada, yada, yada. That's all I'm saying. And then they complained about, you done left the kid 8, 9, 10 years. Now all of a sudden that you're old enough, you want to step back in, and some of the mothers are scorned, they bitter, whatever. So I can't see my child because she won't let me. I can't do this because she won't let me. She doing this, she doing that. Okay. So I told a lot of them what they needed to do. Oh man, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So they's like, hey man, you need to do something about that and let people know. Because y'all know I spent 22 years as a cop. So I know the legal workings of it. And I want to have one of my ladies friends who helps dads with this, because again, this is the 21st century. Ignorance is a choice in this age of information. So I'm gonna start with the steps, and I'm gonna let B, since B ain't got no children. If I say something that's confusing, B, you can ask me questions. Roy got children, and you know, Roy was grown before his time. He went, you know, Roy got married at like 8, and he was married to, you know, Roy's different, and he's a good guy, not like me and B. All right. So first thing first, once she's pregnant, and you get hit with that paperwork about child support, request a DNA test. Let's just get that out the way, unless you know that it's yours and you don't want to have this battle. Okay? When you go for this child support, because she gets to name the daddy. So if you don't think it's you because she was for the streets, then look in the mirror and slap the shit out of yourself for sleeping with a girl who's for the streets. But do that. When you go to court for your child support hearing, prior to that, go and get the legitimation paperwork. It is FREE, which means you pay nothing for it. Hear me out. It is FREE, so don't tell me nothing about $10,000. It's free. All you got to do is fill it out. All you got to do is fill it out. Take it with you to your child support hearing. When the judge is sitting there asking you questions about are you the parent? If you know you're the parent, hand the paper to the bailiff, who will hand it to the judge, who will look over, hand it back to the bailiff, who will then hand it to the mother. This says that you are the legal father, not the financial father. Because there's a difference. Child support does not give you any rights, first and foremost. She's saying it, but you haven't accepted that this is your child. And too many of us believe that once you're paying child support, it's your child. It's not. That's not the case. So let's kill that myth. You as the man, you have to get the baby legitimized. It is not the woman's responsibility. Most courts won't even let her do it. It's something that you have to do. Now, in Georgia and in a lot of other states, if you're married, the law makes that your child through implied consent because you're married. If there's another issue, that's a whole nother court battle. I'll discuss that at a later date. But right now, we're just talking about boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. So you get this paper legitimized. Once you get this paper legitimized and she signs it, and the judge is right there, so it goes in with the child support work. Now, this is what entitles you to your rights as a parent. You have 100% rights as a parent. The mother can no longer keep you out of your child's life. If you get this one sheet of free paperwork done, do not have her served. Take it with you to court. Take it with you to court so it can all be done at one time. Don't be cute and send it to the sheriff's office, because you're gonna have a court for your child support one day, and then you're gonna get a court hearing for your legitimation. And then if she don't show up, it ain't like everything else. She's not automatically assumed. They're gonna ask you why you didn't bring it. So just kill that. Bring it with you. Again, it's free. As a matter of fact, you can do it the same day you go to court for your child support hearing. Just go down to the family law library. They'll print it out for you for free and give it to you. You don't even have to have a case number. The judge will take all of that and put it up under one. So that's that issue. Once you have legitimized this child as yours and you are the father, you know what you get right then? You get, and we're not going to call it visitation because inmates get visitation. This is your child. We're going to call this, you get parental time. This is law. This is law. The judge will give you, he's going to start off with the standard every other weekend, which means a minimum of 4 days a month that you get to be daddy. Now, if y'all on good terms, you can work out more than that, but that's always the bare minimum. Now, here we get into the dilemma of the scorned baby mama, or she don't like me, or she don't like this. The court don't give a shit about none of that. The only way you don't get to see your child, the only way is you, A, have to be a threat, or 2, have to be in prison. That's it. The court don't care about her girlfriend. The court don't care if you're gay. As a parent, you have a right to your child. So stop with excuses. Now, if you and the baby mama, and I hate that phrase, but if you and the child's mother have any kind of conflict, and this is where This is where you have to pay more attention to what I'm saying. If y'all got any kind of conflict, you don't want her to know where you stay. She don't want you to know where she stay because one of y'all got stalker tendencies. When the judge asks you about this exchange of the child, pick a police station. Pick the one closest to her. Exchange the child at a police station. I know y'all scared of the cops. If you want to see your child, exchange the child at a police station if y'all cannot agree. This serves two purposes. One, all police stations have cameras. All of them have cameras everywhere. So if she does not bring the child at the appointed time, you are in the police station where there are cameras, where you can show this court order to somebody in that police department because it's always manned. And you can say, hey, I have a court order that says I'm supposed to meet my child's mother here at 4 o'clock to pick up my child. It's 4:15. It's 4:20. It's 4:30. This is where you're gonna have a problem. It's 5 o'clock. Still no mother. You ask the police to give you a miscellaneous report to say that she didn't show up. That's it. That's it. And you social media heads, everybody got a smartphone. When you get there at 4 o'clock, take a picture of the police station. Do a little quick video on your phone. Say, hey, I'm here to pick up my child. Do a video for you. I'm here to pick up my child. It's whatever date. This is what time it is. Again, extra work. Type yourself an email. Send it to you and send it to somebody else. This is an actual court record. All emails are timestamped, so you can't make this up. Attach the beginning of your video or the end with this email and send it to yourself. Okay? So when you do this 2 or 3 times because she ain't showing up, and I know it sucks, but this is for that woman who you claim won't let you see your child. Because I'm with you. There's some women who won't. You get 3 of these. It sucks. Get 3 of these where she didn't show up, where you were there like you were supposed to. You waited an hour. No phone call, no text, no nothing. Then you write back to the court and get a contempt order. See, now we're playing chess. Because if she won't let you see your child, the court will take custody from her. See, but you can't be scared of the system. You can't sit back and say, man, I don't like dealing with the man. Because then again, we back to excuse number 1. You don't see your child because you don't want to. If you want to see your child, this is all you got to do. Because when the judge say, when you go back and apply, you have to provide proof that you did everything you were supposed to. You have to provide this. Remember, I done told you to do video. I done told you to send yourself emails. These are all legal proof. You know, if you've been to court lately, you hear judges talk about snail mail, email, or some other thing, because it's all timestamped. You can't control this unless you're a super hacker. So now you got these 3 incidents where she done violated the court order. Any of y'all who've been in jail for not paying child support, it's the same thing, contempt of court, because the court issued an order that says you must do this. You must do this. We're playing dirty, but this is what you want if you want to see your child. And for those of y'all who swear y'all want custody, if she goes to jail for a contempt order, what you think they're gonna do with the child? And if she continues this pattern of behavior, I know women who have lost kids because they refuse. I don't like the baby mama. He smoked drugs. And the judge said, did you file an order saying any of this? Do you have proof? Has he been arrested for DUI? Has he been arrested for possession? Has he been arrested for trafficking? Remember, in a court of law, every accusation you make requires proof. Proof. Oh, one other thing. When you're waiting for your child, again, use this device. Hear me out. Do not call her. Send her a text message. I am here at the police station waiting for my child. Where are you? Hit send. Screenshot it. Attach it to that email. Because you tried to communicate. Now, if you want to call, you can call after that. But do all these things that are traceable, that you can have proof of. And that's it. If you want to see your child, there is nothing that can stop you other than you being a violent felon, a pedophile, or in prison. So don't keep saying she won't let you. Say you don't want to see your child. Say you don't want to put forth the effort. But don't keep blaming it on her. It's not that hard. I just gave you some things to do. All of them are free. Each and every one. Because all y'all got a phone. All y'all got a phone. Thank you, Bobby. And you gotta quit. You gotta quit being scared of the man. If you ain't doing shit wrong, me and Brian joke, you know, if Brian going to pick up his child, let's say he had a child, he going to pick up his child. Brian know not to smoke before he go pick up his child. He going to the police station. See, if you smoke before you go to the police station, then that means you are stupid.
Or drink, or anything that is an impairment, or anything that would be, especially if it's, see, I think we got to expand on that for the people who didn't make it to the top of the class. I think that, you know, you got to build a relationship with people in your community. This is a disservice that I'm seeing that many brothers, I don't care about anybody else, many brothers fail at. We don't know the judges. The brother in the comments said that he have no issues with cops. When it comes to judges, you know, that makes him a little uneasy. However, I'm a joke with you for a second, brother. But I do think that, why? They got a Facebook, they got a town hall meetings, they have different campaigns that they do. Go shake their hands. I know 7 out of 8 judges in the area. So if I ever get a traffic ticket, hello, I know the DA. If I ever get a traffic ticket, hello. Whether they do something about it or not, none of my concern. They know who I am. When they know who you are, you're building a relationship with them. You do have things that people are more yielding. So when you do need to utilize the court system, you call certain people, and so that way you don't have to go through the stress, you don't have to go through any of the antics that we go through when we don't know who it is that we're dealing with. I do think that that responsibility lies with us. And when you're wanting, when you need to go sit in the parking lot, they know who's coming to sit in the parking lot. They're not ready to come and smash out your windows and George Floyd you in the parking lot, right? Because they know who you are.
And again, you can't be scared. But one of the things he said, if you're going to get your child, why would you smoke or drink anyway? See, that's bad parenting. And sometimes, I know you ain't ready for this, but if you want to be a good parent, you got to make some concessions. And we can dispense with all the name calling, going back and forth. She ain't shit, she this, she that. She's doing what you let her get away with, and you're helping the system. Because the minute you give up, I guarantee she's keeping track of all the times you don't show up. So when you say you want something, she gonna hit the judge with them 7, 8 times you didn't show up to pick up your child for your parental rights, and the child was upset. The child was crying because daddy didn't show up. Oh, she got all that ready. You cannot let her get the jump on you when it's easy. It is easy to see your child. And if you got any questions, feel 180% free to inbox me. I will give you my number if you inbox me, and I will tell you exactly what you need to do. I will look up your state and tell you exactly where you can find this form. A lot of this is downloadable. But we tend to be so afraid of the system. At least that's the excuse we use for not having to try. Because again, I'm not going to sit here and say that all women are saints. There are some women who will do everything they can, but those women generally know that you won't do shit either. So they get away with it. Because if she tells you she can't, oh, I'm not letting you see little Bobby today. You got that ugly bitch over at your house that you know I can't stand her. You know what you're going to say? Damn, she always hating. You're going to tell B. You're going to tell Roy. Ain't nothing they can do about it. You're going to go to Facebook and talk about it. But you ain't going to do nothing about seeing your child. You're going to let her win. And why? Why? Because, man, I ain't messing with the white man. Okay, and again, just say you don't want to see your child. Because when you want something, there's nothing that's going to stop you from doing what you have a legal right for. But understand, if you don't have the legitimation, you do not, hear this out, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not legitimized your child, you have no legal right to visitation. None. Child support ain't got nothing to do with visitation. Stop linking those two together. They are two totally separate entities. Josh, you got anything you wanna ask me or add to that?
Nope. You covered it.
All right. So I just want us to understand this because, you know, like I said, I gave myself 25, 30 minutes. It shouldn't take that long. But if anybody had any questions, I want you to understand this. Like I said, and I'm gonna do a video on nothing but this portion so that you guys can stop giving them excuses and then get mad at me when I call you out for being a bum because you don't want to see them. You don't. It's too easy. It is way too freaking easy. Now, with that being said, With that being said, stop worrying about what she's getting from the state. Take care of your child. Take care of your child. Hear this from a neutral source, a mediator source. Even though some of y'all gonna say I got my cape on and I'm simping because y'all just hate the truth. Understand this about child support and why you don't think this and why you don't think that. Unless you are an active father in your child's life, Roy has done this. Unless you are an active father in your child's life while y'all are living in two separate households, the law says if you don't live with your child, you are an absentee parent. That is the legal term. It is not a bad term. It just means a child does not live with you. But if your child's mother works a regular job, which means she is not salary, she gets paid for coming to work. When your child gets sick and she has to take off, that means she is not making any money. Stop bitching and whining about child support. Please stop, unless you volunteer to help her out when your child is sick. Unless you say, I am willing to come and sit over there, or I'm willing to come pick up little Johnny and he can come stay with me so you can go to work. Other than that, every day and Tasha, how many children you got, Tasha? You with me, Tasha?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I had to hit the button. How
many children you got?
6.
6. Have you had a child that never got sick?
Hell to the no.
So, fellas, children will get sick. They will miss time off. Children, unfortunately, do not know about nighttime. They don't get sick at night and get miraculously well when it's time to go to school. So every time, and Tasha's married, but I'm just using her because she's on the show. But if she was a single mother, when her child gets sick, that means she can't go to work. So your little $200, $300 ain't doing nothing.
I was a single mother, and there were many a days that I did have to take off before I got married again. And I will say this, that little $200 didn't do nothing for not near a kid, and I got a total of $500 for all 6.
And y'all know my stance, so I'm gonna stay on this. If you're not paying at least $500 a month for your child, then I don't really want to hear nothing you got to say because you ain't there yet. But again, I got Tasha here, and this is information I got from most single mothers. Tasha, I'm gonna ask you this question. If you and your child's father are on relatively good terms, good speaking terms, and are good, did you really care? Did you really care about that visitation order? Did you allow him access to the child anytime he wanted the child?
Yeah, I sure did.
If y'all got a good relation,
the only time he didn't have access is when he called me at 11 o'clock at night because you ain't calling me for the baby. You know the baby sleep.
So most of these women, because fellas, they need a break. Understand this. They parenting according to the custody and the visitation, the parental rights thing. She is mothering at least 12 days in a row, 24/7. And it's really, this is what she's doing. She don't get a break unless she go to work, but she got to come on. You don't have to parent, but 4 days a month. 4 days a month. So roughly, you might have 24 hours, 48 hours, then sometimes like 18 hours the next day. So you might have 48, 66 hours, 66. She can knock out your 66 in the first 3 days of the week. So quit thinking that whatever she does with the money, it's got to be about your child. Understand this and hear me out. The reason I had no problems with paying my amount of child support, because I understand the system. If my child's mother is happy, guess who is a direct benefactor of her happiness? My child. So why would I want my mother, the mother of my children, stressing? Why? It makes no sense. The more she stresses, the more stressed out she is, it goes to my child. Why would I want that? Why would I want that? I know, like most men, we are built to work. We are built to earn money. Most men, not dudes. Most men are built to earn money. So if I gotta pay Tasha a little bit more so that when little Johnny's sick, if Tasha called me and she's like, yo, D, the baby's sick, I'm gonna end up missing work.
Come get him.
Don't sweat it. I'm gonna shoot you some money. Because I know she's missing time. But we give them this money and expect it to last. Remember, we pay after the fact. So everything she's paying, all we're doing is replenishing her money. So if Tasha want her nails done, she couldn't get her nails done because she had to take care of our child. So when I give her money, she should get her nails done. She should get her hair done. When she feel good, she puts out a positive vibe, which again affects my child in a positive way. So
I got it better for you, D.
Go ahead.
So once rent, bills, utilities, food, extracurricular activities and all of that stuff are paid, which let's just say they're paid the 1st through the 5th of the month. If your couple of dollars don't come in until the 10th, if I'm going to get my hair done, nails done, and going on vacation and all of that stuff, I've already paid for your portion of daycare. I've already paid for your portion of extracurricular activities. I've already paid all of that. So what comes towards the child, is that supposed to say, oh, I'm not supposed to pay that until you send me money?
Because all you're doing is, again, you're just replenishing what she's already put out, unless you're ahead of the curve, which most of us are not. And I did a dad's show, and most of the dads prefer to be put on paper so that it just comes out automatically. They don't have to remember to send it. They don't have to do what they can when they can. It's just coming out. It's just coming out. It's so easy. It's just so easy for a lot of us. Oh man, why she have to put me on paper? It's a lovely thing when you can have a relationship where y'all ain't gotta be on paper. But I haven't seen that many that work well on that, because you're dependent on the honor system. And the first one to break the honor code is usually men, because, oh man, my engine blew. Oh, I had to get some tires replaced. And the first place we take it out of is child support. It happens over and over again. So now we already ain't paying enough. Now Tasha got to wait a little bit longer for money she done already spent. So now her credit gets messed up. And the only thing I can say, oh man, if she couldn't afford to have no kids, she shouldn't have had them.
Don't you do that?
If y'all couldn't afford no kids, y'all shouldn't have had them. She didn't do it by herself. She did not do this by herself. So quit being selfish and quit passing on ignorant hood rumors about why she ain't a good mother. But I just told y'all, I just gave y'all, if you really believe that she ain't a good mother because she ain't good financially, because you only giving her $216 a month, go through the steps I gave you earlier and seek custody. But just understand, when a child gets sick, now you ain't gonna be able to go to work because you ain't got a salary job either. You get paid by the hour. You're gonna have to give up that street life. You're gonna have to stop having women run through because you ain't gonna have that much free time. You're gonna see how much free time 4 days a month really is and how fast it goes by. This is why most mothers who are on good terms, if you come get the baby during the middle of the week, even for a few hours, just so they can sleep in peace without having to half sleep, you get kudos from them. Because they can never fully go to sleep because the baby's there. They gotta sleep with one ear open. They can never fully rest. So all I'm saying, gentlemen, is think about this before y'all keep talking trash. Hit me with your inbox. I'm gonna respond to them for a minute, but I've already told y'all how I feel. And even how I feel, 90% of what I told y'all is factual. If you don't believe me, don't ask your child's mother. Ask another woman who you respect how hard it is to be a single parent. That's all I'm saying. What's going on, Antoinette? You got any questions? Tasha, you got any questions? B, you got any questions? Because we're gonna go to my last subject, because we're gonna control this. We're gonna control this social media narrative. Y'all got any questions? Anybody? No. Okay, there you go.
Nope. All right. I have no questions.
Good deal. Roy, you still with me? You got any questions for me, sir? Because I know you've been going through some. You went through a couple of things, but you've been a good dad. You've taken care of your kids outside of what was ordered when you got your divorce, and I applaud you for that.
I'm good.
All right. So what we're gonna do next? Social media is what social media is. I'm so tired. I am so tired of us talking about the negativity on social media and yada 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 yada. Everybody on here has a Facebook page. Everybody. Which means you get to control the narrative of your page. If all you see is negativity, one rock at a time, one block at a time. You can take over the narrative. You can start posting positive stuff. You choose not to because you choose to engage in the foolishness and fuckery that is social media. So one of the things that we're going to start doing on this show, my New Year's resolution, is we are going to end with a positive story or a positive note. So with that being said, we're going to take one last break and we're going to talk about this brother who just won, who became a mayor, the youngest black mayor ever. He's 18 years old. And you know what? What's sad, I don't see a lot of us posting about this. Why the hell don't we post about an 18-year-old black kid who just made mayor? 18 years old. 18. Just get that through your head. 18. So we're going to take a break, and that's what we're going to come back and talk about. We're going to be positive whether we want to or not.
HBCU League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU League Pass. It's game time. I'm proud and I love my HBCU. HBCU League Pass. Watch your favorite black colleges. Some of the best players in the land. HBCU League Pass. It's game time. I'm proud and I love my HBCU.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Feel amazing, unbelievable, breaking barriers, obstacles, just amazing.
Overwhelmed with emotion, Jalen Smith is coming to terms that he's the youngest African-American mayor in the nation. But his win didn't come as a surprise.
I did expect this to be the outcome because throughout my campaign, I was always told to outwork my opponents.
He outscored his opponent for sure, winning the election 218 to 139. A small community now getting national attention.
A lot of people get to see it, like congressmen, celebrities, probably the president probably saw it already. So it's just amazing, getting all these interviews and different things, like speaking with different people about my why and my purpose.
His why, beautifying the city, housing, and improving public safety, starting with a 24/7 police department, plus bringing a grocery store in town, which the city currently lacks. All that Smith knows won't be an easy task.
I'm a little nervous, but throughout my high school time, I've been preparing. I'm a go-getter. So whatever the city needs, I'm going to get.
4 months ago, Action News 5 was the first to travel to Earl, Arkansas to speak with him. In August, he was fresh out of high school, and now his first job has won him the title of mayor.
It's not going to take just me making our city better. It's going to take myself, the city council, the people to work together as a team, collaborative, to move our city forward.
His message to those who believe he might be too young for the position.
No, because I use that as motivation to me, to prove them wrong.
"18 years old. Yeah, it's a small town, Earl, Arkansas. Who cares? 18 years old. The people voted for him. We can't keep saying what people want. And we have, we have to become younger and embrace the youth. 18 years old. This is positive information. It sucks as I watch social media how many stories I didn't see about it. But everybody talks about, we love to harp on what we can't do, how the system is holding us back. I love to talk about Ferguson. When Ferguson came, Ferguson was one of the first group of people who called into the show, and they were talking about all the issues they had. But for years, they kept electing a white mayor, even though the town is black. How does that happen? So Earl has elected a black mayor. Nobody's talking about that. How effing phenomenal is that he is 18. He ain't a college graduate. So all the things that we say we can't do or how the system is holding us back, again, I ain't never gonna deny racism, systemic or systematic. But we can't keep being a hostage to our fears and afraid to do something. This young fella could have said, oh, I ain't gonna make it. And I'm sure plenty of people told him he wasn't gonna make it. He was too young, he was too this, and bam, there he is. This is positive information that most of our audience is Black, and as Brian said, this ain't a racist thing, but we are pro-Black. Why ain't this a shared event? Why ain't we celebrating this as opposed to worrying about Derrick Jackson or Puff Daddy? But we swear, we quick to swear who's trying to keep us down. But everybody got a page. So instead of talking about Puff Daddy or Derrick Jackson or Kevin Samuels or whoever the hell it is you want to talk about, Russell Wilson, who gives a shit? You can post positivity if you choose to. Or all y'all woke people who continue to be sheeps and claim, oh, I'm woke. But I don't see you posting positivity. I don't see you posting pro-Black. You post things that you keep talking about the glass ceilings that we can't break. You keep talking about all the things we can't do. Have y'all heard anything that Brian has said? Brian is a role model. He doing shit. And let me be a little bit more specific and racist. Brian doing some white people shit. He doing some white people shit. Because Brian was too stupid to realize that he wasn't white and he wasn't supposed to be doing this. He was supposed to be working at McDonald's or something. But Brian knows some good shit. We're going to talk about some financial literacy starting next year. He knows some shit. I reach out to him for some things. He don't sit back and he talk about what he can't do because he ain't white. We got to stop this. We got to control this narrative. When me and Brian became friends, he would post controversial subjects, but they needed being discussion, which is why I like it, because, we love to have uncomfortable conversations. The most uncomfortable conversation is, why don't we, scratch that, why do we have a problem promoting each other without gain? Because this brother ain't going to give me nothing. I ain't never met him. I ain't never talked to him. Why do we have a problem? Why is it that we can't promote people that we don't know? Why is it when we promote people, we want something? Why is it what we promote is generally not to our benefit? We'll promote all the shit we do, all the money we spend, all the places we go that have nothing to do with being pro-Black, that have nothing to do with uplifting Black people. But we got positivity surrounding us. We got positivity surrounding us. I'm going to keep talking about this, but I'm going to throw this little curveball in there. Even when the president, I don't care how you feel about it, even when he got Brittany Griner back, the narrative would have been, oh, they ain't going to never trade a Black woman for nobody. But we got a Black woman and they didn't get a white person. See, we could control that narrative. We got a Black, I don't care what her sexual orientation is, she Black first. We got a Black woman back. But I wouldn't have done it. Oh, I wouldn't have done it. Oh, y'all full of shit. Y'all wouldn't have done it because y'all wouldn't have been at that table because you don't understand negotiation. Oh, we could have got a better deal. But you paid too much for your car. So how in the fuck was you going to get a better deal? You're living in a shitty place. How was you going to get a better deal? You're paying too much for damn near everything, but you talking about you would have got a better deal, as opposed to pushing the positive. When did we ever think that we get a Black woman back before a white guy? Oh man, the government gonna do whatever they can for white people. Brian, give me something. Ain't that what we say? They would do anything to get white people back, but they didn't do anything to get white people back. They did anything to get a Black woman back. And we still found some negativity in that shit. Why? Help me out, B.
Wow. So a couple of things. First of all, the reason why you haven't seen me post anything is because I am still. I've been released from. Oh, Tasha?
Oh no. So this wasn't about you. This is about in general.
Oh yeah. But I have to say something on that because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Because I haven't posted anything about him because I'm in Facebook jail. I've been released from jail, but I'm on parole until December 24th. Then I'm about to wreck shop all over again. But to talk about this young man who actually became the mayor of a town of, I'm just looking at some stats right now on it, Earl, Arkansas, 1,700 2,215 people as of the year 2022, right? This year. The population actually came up actually during COVID and then plummeted. I guess people came home and got the fuck up out of there. But this is a town of 72% African American. And most of the people there are high school graduates. I actually want to say that the stat says 44% of people are high school graduates, and the rates sharply declined for college right after that. Actually, only 9% of the people in this town have bachelor's degrees, and 2% have graduates. So it's obviously it's a very, very, very poor town, which means that in terms of resources, in terms of distribution centers, in terms of all of these economic gaining opportunity, you don't need to call it 18-year-old young man, because they're desperate for resources. And if you know people who need facilities, if you know people who need to go and buy certain properties, so you can bring in corporations and whatever the infrastructure is, I'm just saying, I think the opportunity is right for this. And when we say that Black Wall Street doesn't exist, this is an opportunity to go and create that. Is it the most physically desirable place? We ain't got time to have that kind of conversation, because it's about economics. Go make your money there. Have a satellite office. You can make your money there. Go travel every quarter and get your ass out of there at the end of the day. So I say that to say is that maybe the reason why people are so fixated on negative emotion is because they are only indicating what their spirit is. Maybe they're only indicating that they are devoid of opportunity, because that's what they project. I get the negativity thing. I get the crazy memes. I get all of that stuff. I think it has a place. It doesn't have a position. That's all I got.
And you know, when we talk about it, and everything starts with that first step and getting opportunity. We so hell bent on not getting opportunity to shame people before they get it. I know a big portion of us are afraid of success. This young brother proved, and you know, we already post, oh, if you think about it, you can achieve it. That's a lie. You have to be willing to work for it to achieve it. Excuse me, most of us don't have that want to work for it. We want it to be given to us. We study waiting on somebody to give us something as opposed to working for it. But there's so much positivity about us, but everybody wants to downplay. Remember I said last week that this is what Black people love to do. Yo, Brian, ain't you got a show coming up?
Yeah.
See, and what I want to say, Brian, what's up with that little show you got? Black people love to throw little in there to diminish what you're doing. What's up, Rob? What's up, Rob? And I noticed this and I start paying attention. Watch and see how many times we put little in front of somebody else's accomplishment as opposed to giving them full faith and credit. And it's gotten so bad that we will start saying that, yeah, I got a little show. Why? Why is your show little? Because we have learned to diminish ourselves because it's what we keep seeing. And that's why we have a problem with positivity. See, we can say this young brother is a mayor in a little town. But what were we ever mayor of? Most of us wasn't even class president. He had the heart to run. He had the heart to go out there and do something to try to make a difference. He had the heart for that. While we sitting back telling people what they can't do or what somebody ain't gonna let them do, he had the heart for that. He had the heart for it. 12 years after Barack Obama made history as the first U.S. Black president, a Black woman was sworn in. Exactly. And what do? We tried to tear Kamala down. We tried to tear her down. And don't get it twisted. I ain't finna, as Brian said, I ain't gonna be no hypocrite. She wasn't my first choice, but I wasn't finna say nothing negative about her because I did the research. She did some positive things, but we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about everything else as opposed to looking at the steps forward that we made. And that's what we got to stop doing. So part of my challenge to my peeps, Brian, when he get out of prison, Antoinette, Bobby, I know you already own it, Robert, Roy, is let's try to post something positive once a week. Let's enlighten our people and show them we ain't got to keep being negative and not expecting to win. Because when, you know, every time I watch something and people like, especially these court cases, oh man, they don't give us nothing. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. See, once you tell people you ain't got to do shit, guess what they do? They don't do shit. But if you demand better, people step up their game. See, Brian can go to a restaurant and they can give him some shitty food. And you know what? Brian be like, I ain't gonna never come back here. But he don't say nothing to pay for it. Who won that one? They did. Oh, Brian like, I ain't coming back to this place. But he only one person. He wasn't coming in the first place. So he can't boycott a place that he was never spending money at in the first place, because y'all keep missing that point. Y'all boycotting shit y'all never supported. Why not say something? Make your time and money valuable so that they know, oh, this ain't one of them quiet people who we can just keep doing this shady shit with. This is how we reclaim our power. One meal at a time, one deal at a time. And we can empower other people. Brian, come on my show. I ain't never missed the opportunity to let Brian promote his show on my show, because the competition, and there is competition, please believe that. It's who can get the most people, but it's a good competition. I'm trying to push him to be better. He trying to push me to be better. It ain't nothing negative about this. Robert, the same thing. And that's what we don't seem to get. We can be highly competitive in a good way. Brian can say, yo, man, your show was like this. He can tell me bad shit. And he said something earlier, what I tell you all the time. When we're going to present problems, we have to present solutions. Don't just tell me what's wrong. Hell, I know what's wrong. Tell me how to fix it. If you can't tell me how to fix it, keep your mouth shut. Man, you should think about doing this. You should think about doing this. Before the show started, Brian was at a table. And so did it look too long? Yeah, it looked too long. Brian could have said, F y'all, man, I'm going to do this anyway. Brian realized that we giving him constructive criticism and say, just move it closer. That was that. There's no hardship, no fight. But anytime somebody try to correct us for better shit, we always think they're hating. You know when they're hating. You know when they're hating. People who trying to help you not always hating. Sometimes you're wrong and they need to tell you. See? Brian will tell me some shit like that. And it's okay, because I know it's coming from a good place. But again, we have to do more positive-minded things. We have to. People get upset with me when I mention that I'm not a Jay-Z or a Beyonce fan, musically. But when I look at some of the philanthropic work that Sean Carter has done, I got to give a brother kudos. Oh, he this. Sean Carter got 31 white boys to let the Super Bowl be sold. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to about that. But for him to have a Super Bowl, which is their biggest event, have it be a black event, you cannot knock what he just did. You can't knock it. Oh, he a sellout. He should have stood up for number 7. Who don't give a shit about y'all, but that's a whole nother show. He did something phenomenal. He on the table to truly buy a team. And he didn't say what Puppy said. Oh, I'm going to buy the Carolina Panthers and bring number 7 back to compete with Cam Newton. This was when Cam Newton was there. So you just said some slave master shit. You're going to bring 2 black people to fight it out. And y'all fell for that. Oh, see, Puppy don't make enough money to enter the conversation about NFL team. I'm just letting y'all know. For real, he don't. But we don't like, if we don't like a person, if they do something positive, we look to tear them down. A guy told me the other day that he was blacker than me. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't even know why it's important. As much as I don't like Clarence Thomas and some other, he's still black. He's still black. Herschel Walker, for all his faults and stupidity, is still black. Oh, he ain't black. Why ain't he black? Because he don't agree with you? Because he didn't do this? Because he didn't do that? That's got to be one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard, that somebody ain't black because they think a certain way. Because what? You saying black people can't have their own independent thoughts?
Or be Republican. Because I was a Republican for many years.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's crazy when people want to tell you, oh, you one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them. But I'm still black. I'm still black. Whether you like me or not, I'm still black. Oh, well, you when they invited to the picnic. Well, I don't come to your fucking picnics anyway. The potato salad is nasty. Yuck. And you know, Kanye, I'm not a Kanye fan. But for me to say that he ain't black is sheer stupidity. But again, I don't want to get too far from the narrative. I want us to actively, aggressively pursue at least one positive post a week. Where it's just pure positivity, period. Because that's what we can do. And if people see us start doing it, because we got a following. I would sit here and be in denial and say I didn't have a following. But we know at the end of the day, people love shock talk better. And we can still do the shock talk because we got we got to get the bills paid too. But that don't mean we can't do positivity, especially when we're pushing a Black positive narrative so that people can see that we don't have to be angry all the time. It's a choice. It's a choice, and you're messing with your own inner peace because you're bringing that dark cloud to you. Shine a little light. Shine a little light. Even if you got to be fake for the book, shine a little light. Say something positive. It's not that hard. It's truly not that hard. And like I say, I'm gonna challenge all y'all, Tasha, Antoinette, Bobby, Brown, Roy. Roy. I ain't paid attention because I don't get on Facebook that much no more. But Roy used to always make a post about how much he loved Black women, purely positive. Amongst all the other stuff, I would always see, I love Black women. I want a Black woman. The greatest thing ever created by God was a Black woman. Roy posted his. I started posting, but we can control this narrative. We can stop posting negativity, especially about us, especially just to keep BS going. What you got, Roy? I see you cut your camera on again. I know you got something to say. Go on and give me something good for the Black women.
Oh, I was just agreeing with you about that. When you talk about that, used to be my Love a Black Woman Wednesday. Actually, it was actually something that a friend of mine, I used to do them randomly, and a friend of mine, actually a young lady, she was like, you know what, Roy, that would be real cool if you made that like a special thing that you did. And so she convinced me to start doing it as I used to do it every Wednesday. Love a Black Woman Wednesday was the thing, and I would do some post related to that whole purpose.
So you know what we're gonna do? Because Random Thoughts with DVP just happens to come on Wednesday. So maybe we'll give Roy a segment when he got time to give us his Love a Black Woman post. If not, I'll steal it from him and I'll read it to you. But that's something that we got to get into, and we got to start preaching positivity into each other. It's 7:51. So I know we got something special, and Roy told me and I didn't write it down, so I'm gonna blame it on my head because I'm old. But let me get Brian first, because I know Brian got some stuff coming up. And see, he don't ever ask me for this, but he knows it's gonna come up. But he got some stuff, and I believe we should promote each other. If B win, I win. If I win, B win. So B, what you got coming up?
Wow, a lot. And again, thank you for having me come on today, this evening, whatever
Even
time it is. I don't know.
But that's a whole different story.
Huh?
Even though I was strong on, but that's a whole different story.
Well, first, like I was saying, thank you for having me come on, brother. It's been a few delays, logistical delays, personnel delays, technology delays, but I am really excited to say that the first season, official season on the Dynamite Network for the Brian Reveal Show goes season premiere on Sunday. And each new episode will drop Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. I'm sorry, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. It is a nighttime talk show, so it does have that kind of night vibe. And it's actually, the tone of it is very similar to what we do, which is why we get along so well. We talk shit, we have a good time. We even share a little bit of information, but it's really about, I'm going to coin this term as intense humor, right? Which is a little bit of intensity with some of the subject matter, but we're going to make you laugh to make up for the intensity, because some of it is going to be very cringeworthy. My first season is really about relationships, couples, community, relationships that we have in ourselves, just relationships in general. And I think that kicking this off with the very first episode is with a really explosive couple that, you know, based on how they really define their dynamic, is really going to sort of explain why there's such a disparity in how they see certain things, which is appropriately titled Perceptions versus Discriminations in Relationships. Have we had these types of conversations as a culture? Absolutely. But this is about taking it to the next level. That's what my show is about. That's what my platform is about. And I really would love for everybody to check it out. It's the Brian Reveal Show. If you go to thedynamitenetwork.com, you'll see a big Kool-Aid grin, Rick Ross looking figure on the screen. Just that's me. And just sign up for the subscription. We got a lot on deck. We got, regular people, celebrities, we got entertainment, conversation, and a whole lot more. So thank you for that. And I think I need to plug my phone in before it dies out.
Oh, so that was your Kool-Aid thing that kept coming up on the screen.
What you mean, cool?
It was a little Kool-Aid emoji that kept coming up on the screen. That was you?
A Kool-Aid emoji?
It was something that kept popping up. You ain't saying.
I don't know about Kool-Aid emoji, man.
You said we'll see the face. All right, Ro, tell me what we got going on with my JBN, because I know we got some. We're gonna do some fundraising. We're gonna do some promotions. I'm gonna have it all ready, but I'm gonna defer to the boss right now.
Well, all right, everybody. Yeah, normally y'all know I don't get on to do this stuff, but we're definitely going to mention it tonight. We launched our fundraiser, our 2023 fundraiser launch, where we're trying to raise some funds to help us continue with the goal and expand it again. We've actually come down in the number of shows. We've kind of focused on the Black college sports stuff that we've been doing the last few years. Because I remember, I think at one time we had, like 5 shows that were on. We would literally go places on Wednesdays. We would go to restaurants and be there all day, all afternoon, doing live broadcasts with shows and things of that nature. So we're ready to start our expansion back. So with that being said, we could really use you guys' help. We are the future of urban media, as we like to say. We are going to be here to have the uncomfortable conversations. We are going to be here to create the solutions and things in our community. You can go visit the website, https. Oh, you know what? Don't even worry about that part. Just do myjbn.com/grow, GROW, with lowercase grow. But yeah, myjbn.com lowercase or /grow, and you'll be able to take a look. We've got 4 different things that you can donate through. 4 different ways to donate. We actually have a T-shirt and hat combo that is the primary part of the fundraiser. It's a $50 set. The T-shirt says "Unapologetically Black-Owned Digital Media since 1998." Actually, I can pull it up. So we have that, and then we have a logo, what we call our logo hat, that has the 2 company logos on it. The Jericho Broadcast Network, the Black College Sports Network. The funds that are raised will do things like help us get into some facilities, solidify some new events that we're going to be bringing around to different areas. We are going to be giving scholarships away, actually, to students at HBCUs first, and then we are going to move on to Black students just at other general schools. That's the T-shirt there that you'll be able to get. But we are looking to move into our studio space, and this is a journey that we want everybody to take with us. In the sense, meaning that as we reach our different goals, and when you go to the page, you'll be able to see the information. And we're trying to sell what we say is 4,000 units donated. If you don't want to buy the shirt and the hat combo, this is what the hat looks like. If you don't want to buy the combo $50, this is something that the rest of the team kind of talked me into. You can donate 1 unit, which is just a $25 donation. Then we also have the opportunity, you can donate whatever level you want to, a one-time donation. And then they said people are doing subscriptions. So if you want to subscribe and help us on a monthly basis, you can choose that amount as well. You can say, hey, you know what, Roy, we like what you're doing. We're going to hit y'all off. I'm going to hit you off with $5 a month. I'm going to hit you off with $10 a month. But you will be seeing where the funds are going to be going. You'll see the events. You will see the things happening. 2023 is the year that the pandemic kind of slowed my plans down some. But when the universe tells the world to shut down, damn it, you can't really do much in that sense. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. D, can you put that in the chat? It's myjbn.com/grow.
In the chat on the page.
Both. You can share you need to share the post on your page. I'll send it over there.
I thought you meant in what we were doing right now.
Yeah. I was talking about on the show thing, so they can get it. But
okay,
listen, we need your help, man. We need y'all to tell your friends about it. We need to get the support that we can. We're actually expecting to be in the studio definitely by January 1. So we can do that. We got new shows are gonna be created that are coming out. Shows are going to be coming back. We're definitely going to be doing a Queen's Eye View all the sisters who are tuning in, I think y'all will really like that. We have sisters from different generations. And listen, that show's was launched in 2002. So like we've got shows that we've had different versions of them. My show, Urban America Today Atlanta, will probably come back at some point. But like I said, we've got game shows that we're going to be shooting once we get in our studios next month, man. And the game shows are going to be dope. We got a Nerd Out, which is for folks who are into sci-fi comics and all that. And of course, we're doing a music trivia show called Ooh, That's My Song. And it is going to be hilarious. And then we've got a couple of other ideas that I can't tell you about, but we'll have to show you how to have. And then I'll be forcing D to do at least one live show again a month where folks will be able to come out and you know, be in the studio audience and engage with us. And that's going to be part of our outreach again, because we've got to get back out into the community and start impacting and making the changes that we want to see happen. So again, myjvn.com/grow. Please help support us. Please, you know, drop it out there. You know, hey, if you want to donate more than $125, I'll do that thing. But all this money is going directly to the growth and the sustainability of the network. If you ever said, this is one of the things I said in the post, if you ever said you want a Black-owned media company that will give you information and stuff without the filter of other cultures and people being afraid to say things, we're here. That's what we've been doing, and we're ready to do it at a larger level. I told this story before, I've literally walked away from money from Fortune 500 companies because we were in meetings with them. And first part of what they saw about us, of course, was the Black College Sports Network. But we get into the meetings and they literally say to me, well, we're interested in advertising on Black entertainment stuff because our company is actually classified as a news corporation. And because of that, they said, well, we don't want to be engaged with Black news. And we said, well, then you don't want to advertise with us because it's not going to change what we say about you. And so that's it. But yeah, that's the end of mine.
All right, so I'm gonna read something right quick, and then I'm gonna be out of here because it is the holiday season. So I made a post. I'm gonna put it on Random Thoughts about 10 things we need to start paying attention to for safety. 1, never ever use public Wi-Fi while banking or paying for anything on your computer. Period. It just ain't worth it. 2, put a piece of tape over the camera on your computer. This will stop anybody from seeing you and doing anything you're doing. 3, one of the most important, if you have kids or family members or a group of people, anybody with dementia or whatever, download one of those apps that'll let you keep track of people. Life 360 is one. You can find them on the App Store. Find My Kids, My Family, there's some more. Try to pick something with 4 stars or better. When shopping, you only need 1 credit or debit card. Don't give people a lot to steal from you. Make sure your doors are locked. I know it sounds simple, but a lot of cars don't have self-locking doors you engage in drive. Make sure your doors are locked. I can tell you to be aware of your surroundings, but it's BS. When you leave in a mall, work, or shopping, and fellas, this is especially for you who got women in your life that you care about, or when they walk into their vehicle, have them call somebody and talk to them while they go into their car until they get in and take off. It's cute to say, be more aware of your surroundings. You can't teach somebody to do something they don't normally do, but they do normally talk on the telephone. So, ladies, gentlemen, don't be in such a rush to whatever going on. You can't take 3 or 4 minutes to talk to your friend, loved one, while they walk to the car to make sure they get to their car safely. And this is crazy, but I had to tell people this. Look inside your car before you get in. I know most of us like to cut that dome light off because we don't want the light to come on when we open the car. That's a safety. You're killing your own safety. Light up the car so you can see what's in it. You'd be surprised at how many people have hidden inside cars because the light don't come on. So you get in, and people throw a blanket or something because y'all keep, some of y'all keep a lot of shit in your car. You never get to see what's back there. Keep that dome light on. If you know of anyone who's been attacked, assaulted, whatever, don't be afraid to sign up for a self-defense class. I do recommend the Bancroft Urban Survival System, but take wherever you are. I'm going to have them on the show. They teach you things that are real life. They teach you what to do when you're attacked inside of a car. It ain't a whole bunch of martial arts where you got to do all this stuff. They teach in real life. I will do some more classes soon because I like to do the things where I tell women and they grasp it quickly. When I tell them keep between their fingers, women will scratch you. Having a gun sounds cute, but everybody's not a shooter. One of the most important things to me is stop sharing your location on social media until you have left. You got a lot of people looking to rob you when you let them know you're out of town. You don't have to let nobody know you've been to Cancun until you get back. Then share the pictures. Let them know when you get back, not while you're actively gone, because they know you're not there. The most important thing I can tell you each and every day is protect your mental space at all costs. At all costs. Don't be your own demise. And that's why we should preach more positivity, because you do become what you think a lot. And if all you think is down in the dumps, take it from somebody who suffers from severe depression. That's not where you want to be. Again, this is DVP. I'm Random Thoughts with DVP. That's Roy. We represent my JBN, where we are unapologetically Black. And that's the way we're going to be. And we like having uncomfortable conversations. So y'all know what it is, right? Until next week, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And we out.